Hi, I'm Queen Gia from Kill City Cup, and we're on the Wrestle Horror Podcast.
I'm Luke Robert, director of America's most badass wrestling tournament, and you're watching my favorite podcast, WrestleHorror.
Greetings, viewers and listeners. Meat Hook Jim here, the Wrestle Horror Podcast. With me, as always, couldn't do it without him, my co-host Donnie Hoover. Donnie, this is an exciting show for us.
Oh yeah, we're mixing. This is going to be the premier wrestle horror topic. We're combining both in a very unique way, and I'm excited to talk about it.
I am too, because there's a indie film out there right now. If you go on YouTube, it's called The Kill City Cup, and let me tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed this film. And we've got the director and one of the actors for the Kill City Cup on with us right now. First of all, I'd like to introduce Luke Roberts. Luke, welcome to Wrestle Horror. You have just done an amazing thing, and he's got to bring in the skeleton there. We appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming on, Luke. It's been it's a great show, and we'd love to talk about it.
I'd love for you guys to talk about it, but I also love to hear about you guys' business, haunted mansions and haunted attractions and like wacky ideas you guys have. Do it. So, I mean, maybe next time I can interview you guys.
We're down.
Always open for that. Yep.
And following up with Luke, one of the stars of the Kill City Cup, Queen Gia. Queen Gia, welcome to Wrestle Horror.
Thank you so much for having me here on Wrestle Horror Podcast.
And I gotta say, what a lovely outfit that is.
Thank you so much. I collaborated with my costume designer, and this is what we made.
Well, I could say a few things about it, but I might get in trouble. My wife might shoot me. So let's talk about the Kill City Cup. This film that is out there. What can I say? Luke, what was your driving force behind this?
I think I just got tired of seeing wrestling done poorly. Like I wrestled on the indie scene for a lot of years, and I seen like we come out from the gymnasium door or some closet, and there'd be no production. There's no lighting, nothing to make it feel like we're special. You know what I mean? And I just got tired of that. I've seen great wrestlers, like you said, Jimmy Jacobs, Matt Seidel, Brian Cage, they're all in this. But how do you look at those guys as stars when they're coming out of the men's room? You know what I mean? Like, so over time, I just said this enough to people, and then they said, it sounds like you want to make Tekken come to life. Sounds like you want to make Mortal Kombat. Sounds like you want to make these 90s fighting video games. And I was like, I think you might be right. Sounds like you want to make a horror wrestling movie. I don't know. I want to see something different. I want to see something that makes me like get excited to watch wrestling again.
Okay. Definitely did that. Sitting back, I mean, seriously, sitting there watching it. I've watched it twice now, and both times it's really engaging. And as I mentioned off air, the cinematography I really enjoyed. But just that, but it was the overall storytelling. I mean, you start out with it's a tournament. I mean, that's the bottom line here. You've got these wrestlers that are doing this show, and they're trying to achieve the ultimate prize from Kill City Corp. Of course, Queen Gia is sitting off to the side going, I don't care who wins, I'm still going to be queen no matter what.
I'm glad you caught that. Like, yeah, they think Mr. Kill, the CEO, is like the leader, but really, and I don't even think Gian fully whatever like the word is, but like she doesn't even know that she's the star of the show. She doesn't even know, like she's the real leader of Kill City.
By every strong man, they got that strong woman behind them, and they're the ones that really run the show. So
100%, yeah.
So what did you think, Queen Gia, when they approached you with the concept and told you a little bit about the film? What was your initial thoughts?
So he was telling me that he had been thinking about this for years, 10 years, something. So he finally got it out. When, like he had mentioned, it did sound a lot like pro wrestling, but Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds like a type of wrestling that I would enjoy watching, since I am a person that likes to play fighting games and is into comic books and all that crazy stuff.
Mhm. Now, do you guys do any kind of cosplay, or
That's
is it,
me. I'm the
yeah?
cosplayer. I actually just got back from Dragon Con and did 2 new costumes while I was there and had a fantastic time.
Very cool. Yeah,
I,
I have a couple cosplay friends that do our fitness program, and they tell us all their stories and stuff about their outfits, and so yeah, it's pretty cool.
now, I was going to actually ask about Dragon Con, um, since obviously, if you didn't go to Dragon Con, I'd be saying why not.
Mhm.
But definitely, I had a friend down at Dragon Con as well. Two friends actually, and Dragon Con, that's on my bucket list. I just have not gotten down there yet.
It's quite the commitment. Minimum I take 6 days out of a week to do Dragon Con, just to get there before and leave after, because it is a 24-hour convention spread across 7 downtown Atlanta buildings. It's huge.
Very cool.
It is, and the cosplay community is huge.
Oh yes, people bring their best, their biggest for that convention specifically.
One of my I had a friend that I don't remember which costume she brought to Dragon Con this year, but he used to play the captain of the cruiser at Disney World, the Star Wars cruiser, the hotel.
Right?
She was the captain of that hotel, of the starship when she was there.
Nice.
Yeah, and she was blue faced. She looked like Admiral Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Oh, so it was like more involved, like alien type character.
Yeah, she was. She was
That's
definitely
dope.
blue. And she did that for the whole time that the Star Cruiser, the Galactic Cruiser, was in business. So
Dedication right there.
yeah, definitely.
So yeah, sounds like an alien wrestling character coming up for the next tournament,
Yeah,
the
it
next Kill
do.
City
How
Cup.
do you
Yeah,
know one of them isn't already an alien?
yeah, it could be. Very cool. So the Kill City Cup movie, how long did that actually take you guys to make? Was that a long production? I mean, it was about an hour long finished product, but how long did that take you guys to put it all together?
It took about 3 years to film it. No, I'm just kidding. And when you watch Kill City Cup, you're like, there's no way this took them more than 2 hours to film this because it's garbage. We filmed the majority of the wrestling and the story stuff in one day, in about 12 hours, 14 hours. And then we filmed Brian Cage, the Ultimate Machine, being built in another 2 hour segment. And then some of the cheesy, over the top, corny Mr. Kill stuff where he introduces the wrestlers walking to the ring. We filmed that over another 2 hours. So we probably got 18 hours total into filming it. Really, it's not a movie. It's a themed wrestling tournament. It's like CZW Best of the Best or IWA. They had that Best of the Best tournament too, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, I just wanted to see Super Juniors style wrestling, powerful moves off the top, cool stuff. Uh, so it's a really cool wrestling show, but it
Hmm.
sounds cool. I think if I say it's a movie, right?
Right. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, kind of like an hour-long wrestling tournament, but has a story background. And that was one of the things that came to my mind when I was watching it. I was just like, man, I was like, this is actually really interesting. Imagine if they had like a $20 million budget and 2 years to make it, and this whole team and CGI experts and all this and that, what they could have turned this into with backstories
So
and all that.
it's really we're just a group of buddies hanging out, and like We just throw ideas on the ground, and maybe somebody says, let's pick that one up and run with it. Like I'm the least creative person on the team. Gia is highly creative. Like you see her costume, she came up with that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm an idiot, dude. And I love being around creative people, and like, man, yeah, that's awesome. Let's do that. Yeah, that's cool. Let's try doing that, like hanging someone from the rafters. I've never hung anybody from the rafters.
Mm-hmm.
Never thrown a fireball, but we throw fireballs. Like soul sucking, never stolen someone's soul, but like, how do we do that? I also like learning, so
Mm-hmm.
that's another benefit I have. But yeah, it's a wrestling tournament. It's a cool wrestling tournament with some wacky over the top cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Oh yeah.
I got to say, Luke, don't sell yourself short here. I mean, you may
No,
not,
it's
you know,
absolutely the greatest film ever made. I agree.
right.
Kidding.
You talk about you not being very creative, but you are, because you brought this together. I mean, you think about it, you surrounded yourself with a bunch of people that could help you bring it together, but you are responsible for bringing this together. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's you're being polite because again, like it's a lot of my buddies, and I just nod my head, go yeah. No,
You're doing the Henry
and
Ford philosophy. That's what I live off of. Yeah, he said he was never the smartest guy in the room. He just surrounded himself with the smartest people, and they did it
yeah.
for him.
Sometimes that's what it takes. I
Yep.
mean, and you know, let's go back to Queen Gia. I mean, Gia, how do you feel about all this? I mean, we have been talking a lot about Luke and not so much about you, but let's get some of your input on this. How do you feel about Luke and what he's done?
I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to do more with it. He's hinting that there's more to the Queen Gia character than people know. In the first hour, she's kind of just there on the scene, doesn't really say a whole lot, but you see her with Mr. Kill all the time. So people are interested. People are wondering, like, what role does she have to play? So we're all excited to see exactly where we go with that character, and I'm ready to bring that to the forefront. Whatever we decide would be the best way to go about it, I'm in.
There you go.
Let me ask you this: are you trained? Are you a wrestler?
I have very little bit training. I'm currently training now, but
Okay.
it's more than anything, it's a time thing. Making the time for it, uh, getting the money for it, and staying active with the practice. I'm so busy. I'm scattered in a million different places, so trying to put the time into it, it becomes a challenge, but it's something that I'm very interested in. I want to do more pro wrestling and see how much further I can go with that. I just enjoy performing, especially in an atmosphere that lets me be so creative.
Now, Gia, don't undersell yourself because you had trained with Chris Silvio, who's in the NWA. Didn't you train with Tony DeVito, the ECW wrestler? Matt Seidel, I think you did a little bit of work with. So she undersells like herself there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he always says that I undersell myself. I'm like, oh, but he oversells me, and I'm like, I'm not prepared enough. Just a constant feeling like, oh no, but he's 100% right. Like I am ready for more than half the things that he says that I'm ready for.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, here, Kill City Cop, be this character now. Ah, okay.
Right. You just undersell and over deliver. See, that's the secret.
There
That
it
is
is.
the secret. That is the secret.
You wrestle in the outfit you're in now, you're in trouble.
I've done a few moves in this outfit. It's not the best for wrestling, so I've taken notes for the next outfit that I'm gonna put together.
Well, I've been
Mhm.
taking notes about your outfit, so no.
You guys haven't even seen the back of it either.
Oh, let's see the back of it.
I don't think you can show
is this
that.
appropriate for kids?
This show, not really. This is our crossing the line show here.
After.
Let's do it after we get done recording. Okay, that's fine.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Speaking of like the women on the show, Natalia Markova, she played the Russian Crush, and just like I said, she was really doing good with the bigger guys in there. You know, pulling
yeah.
off the moves, and her work, work quality was very, well done too. How how much input did she have with her character and like and calling the matches and like the moves? Did you let the wrestlers say, come up with the move sets in the matches, or was that something you told them you wanted them to do? Or
Uh, so I had a few buddies that would just kind of like that. They're in my brain. I've sat around and we've said enough stuff. I like power bombs and pile drivers and cool kicks and top rope moves, but most of that stuff is like Chris Silvio put it together because he helped agent some matches.
Mhm.
And then Natalia, for real, like Natalia is probably, I'm gonna say she's the second best female wrestler I've ever seen next to Santana Garrett. Um, I didn't even have a clue who she was, but Brian Idol, Mercutio or Mercurio, whatever, in NWA, he said, "Man, you got to see this girl. Her name's Natalia. She lives in St. Pete, Tampa area, and she's the best female wrestler." I was like, "Man, all right, we'll take a look." And this is during the pandemic. COVID's going around. And I threw out this idea to her, and she didn't even bat an eyelash. She's like, "Yeah, I dig it. I dig what you're doing." And she shows up like 10, 11 a.m., full makeup, full costume. I have no clue what she looks like under the mask. Uh, she's like, she texts me on Tuesday. She texts me on Tuesday that week and goes, "I just had surgery on my jaw." And I said, "Oh, shit. What are we going to do about your spot in this?" She goes, "No, no, I'm good. I'll be there. I just want to let you know my jaw hurts a little bit." Like, and then she comes in and we're on Botchamania and Ryback TV and Steve Austin like this, but she gets power bombed by Mojo on the table. And I said, "You guys want to gimmick that table?" They said, "Nah, it should be fine." Dude, she bounces off that table, and you could hear on the unedited version, everyone goes, "Oh." And she gets up, she's fine, dude. She's like one of the toughest people I've seen. Like, and she's down to do whatever. She
Mhm.
like doesn't say a word one about like, "Oh, I've been here for 10 hours." Uh uh doesn't ask for more money. Like, yeah, dude, she's great. I don't know why no one's picked her up like AEW,
Right.
WWE. Uh
she definitely did great in this movie. I mean,
Mhm.
really, really. I mean, I've not seen a female talent like that work the way she has as I've seen in this movie.
yeah, she's great, man. Brian Cage puts her over huge. When I told Brian Cage the idea originally, he goes, "I have to wrestle Natalia, dude. She's like the one girl on the indies that I think puts her over huge."
Mhm.
Ah, man, that's a big compliment coming from Brian, really.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We just finished up with a festival event we did here a week or so ago, and I'd actually been talking to her about coming up and doing the festival, and it was like I didn't have enough time to get everything together to bring her up. But yeah, like I said, seeing that and seeing her work in the past and stuff, yeah, she's definitely somebody I'd love to have come up for one of our
And
events.
like one of the nicest people for no reason. You know what I mean? Like some people like they could be off-putting, but she's just like, yeah, easy going, open to do whatever. She like no ego about the levels of the game.
Hmm.
Like
We'll put her and Queen G in a tag team.
Don't let Donnie lie to you. Donnie actually worked the show.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I came back my first time in the ring in 20 years, so I had my comeback match at the last week.
He came
nice, nice.
out. He came out as the masked assassin. It was great.
Hmm. Yeah, I
That's
had
legit.
the assassin from the 80s. I had his mask remade
Yeah.
Dude,
and
so like
found
that's my other thing too, is like I want to make this thing like glow, or like 80s 70s wrestling, like I do a throwback like that kind
Yeah,
of
I'm a big
Dr.
80s fan.
X,
Yeah.
or yeah, dude, like yes.
I would love to see that. I mean, I'm a child of the 80s. I watched wrestling. That was from 77 to now. I think the 80s were the best time to watch wrestling.
Hmm. Yeah, so it was kind of funny when I came out, and obviously we all knew who I was, the masked assassin, but it was funny the kids, like afterwards I was the the heel, and I had all these kids call me Banana Head, and after the show these kids kept saying, "I want to take a picture with the lucha guy," and I'm like, "I'm not the lucha guy, I'm the freaking masked assassin." I was like, "You don't know who the assassin is, you 12-year-old?" It's just like,
I'm
They know
Donnie's ring
Lucha, but they don't
announcer.
know Assassin.
right?
I'm Donnie's ring announcer, and I didn't know it was him for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, we only told there was only 5 people that knew total. Like everybody was talking like, "Who is that? Who is that?"
That's the other thing I like about wrestling. Like, man, the endless possibilities and the cool, like, working the boys sometimes.
Mhm.
Like you want a secret to get out, just tell the guys in the back. They'll tell everybody.
Yeah, we even worked one of our story writers because we just had to finish as like Onyx was the guy that I came out and attacked. He's our Arnold champion, and all we did I told our other 2 writers what I wanted to do, but I didn't tell this other one. We just put Onyx over by Spear, and that was what the finish was written as. But we all knew what the other one was. So when I came out and all that, and I did my thing, I looked out in the crowd, and he was just out there like, like he
So
had no clue it was coming.
in the Kill City Cup, I don't want to blow the finish, but I'm going to. Like, originally Natalia wasn't going over. The Russian Crust wasn't winning, but it's kind of like we threw a wrench in there just for the fun, like to keep the
Mhm.
boys going too. Like, yeah,
Oh yeah.
they're fans, dude. They're fans. They want it. Like, oh man, like, I don't know. I love wrestling, man. When it's done different and right, I love wrestling.
Oh yeah.
I got to tell you, this guy here, though, Donnie. Like I said, I didn't know it was him for 2 minutes until I heard his voice.
Yeah, I kind of gave it away. I was
But
trying to disguise it, but it didn't work. It wasn't working.
he wasn't supposed to work as much as he did that day.
No. Uh-uh.
He had a no show at the last minute, and
Hmm.
it turned into a tag match with him. And I don't know how much you blew yourself out, dude, but you
Oh no, I was fine. I was ready to go some more. Believe it or
yeah,
not,
Oh,
I was probably in better shape and healthier from doing our training at the training center than
right.
I was back when I was 27, 28 doing it. Because
Damn.
yeah, I would blow up quick back when I was younger because I drank and smoked and partied and did all that. And now I'm 51 and I'm in better shape than I was. I haven't smoked for 20 something years. And so, I mean, yeah, I was still ready to go. I could have probably went another 10, 15 minutes probably. I was kind of impressed. I was like, not bad for an old man.
Well, don't put that into the universe. You might have to do it again on your next no show.
Right. Oh, no, I already got all the wrestlers wanting me to get in there with them. They're already wanting to.
oh, look what you started.
Yeah.
Now that you've told everybody it was you, they're
Yeah.
like, oh, so you still got it in you. All right. 10 more
Yeah.
minutes. Let's go.
Well, they are. I opened up my bag and started getting my outfit out and started dressing and all that. Like, we were match 9 because it was a 10-match show because it was like a festival. And it's like match 7, I started getting dressed, and like all these wrestlers like, "Are you wrestling? Are you wrestling?" I was just like, "Yeah." It's like, so
Mind
they
your
all,
business.
yeah, so they all kind of snuck out and was watching, and then they like gave me a round of applause when I came back in because it was my first time back in the ring, like I said, in 20 years. So yeah, it was kind of funny, but we tried to
You
keep
seem
it as
real
quiet
jazzed
as
about it.
yeah, yeah, we tried to keep it as quiet as we could just to mess with people. So it was fun.
You did, man. I mean, as much as you could, you kept it quiet. And
Hmm.
I mean, I'm your ring announcer. I didn't even know it was you.
So
So
yeah, but yeah. So what's the plans for uh part 2? I'm sure there's going to be a part 2 coming. The way the cliffhanger ended, the movie ended.
right.
That's a good question. So I don't know. I wanted to make something light and easy to like enjoy. Like, don't take it too serious. And then people were like, we should do a second one. And I mean, we threw in the cliffhanger thing and the comic book Marvel thing, I think, where they come in at the end of the credits and it's like, oh, there's Nick Fury or whatever. Um, and I sat with Jimmy Jacobs a week ago, I want to say. We had breakfast together in Chicago, and he's got some wacky ideas. Like
He's
he's got this whole thing written. As soon as he saw it, like a lot of people, they're like, okay, well, I'll try your wacky idea. But then when they saw it all brought together, when the editing was done, when it wasn't just scattered thoughts, they're like, oh no shit, that's what you were wanting to do. And now
Mhm.
they have ideas. So again, I'm the least creative guy on the team. Paul Glantz helps write. My buddy who just passed away, Ryan Moles, helped come up with character names in the intros. Um, Sean Little, Gia, uh, John Thornhill, Randy Carver from Limitless Wrestling helped with ideas and commentary. Uh, so Jimmy Jacobs, he's got ideas, and they're making me excited for it. Because number one, I just want to watch unique wrestling that I can't see. Like it's not available. So if you can't watch it somewhere, make it. So when I spoke to Jimmy, he's like, what if I lead like the rebellion of gangs and we're feuding? And then it's like me and I think Gia and he are gonna feud from thrones, like opposing thrones. I
Mhm.
don't know. That's I don't know, man. That's what and then
Yeah.
maybe we get Glacier. I'd like to get Glacier involved in this. Uh maybe bring back Too Cold Scorpio for one. Like I don't what would
Mhm.
make 12-year-old me happy is what really
Right. There you go.
and I don't know, Gia, like this is the throne that I think this is your chair, right? Your throne that you have? Or
This is the throne that I personally own, yes.
yeah, so I want to bring this in and I want to change Kill City Cup into a more bright colors and like if Gia ruled Kill City Cup, what would it look like, you know?
Mhm. Yep, there you
So
go.
You know, Queen Gia should be in charge and not Mr. Kill anymore. I think she's
she's in charge. She's in charge. Mr. Kill just thinks he's in charge. And I don't
Just
think
because he's
Gia
in the chair doesn't mean he's in charge. You know, it's kind of like the king that sits on the throne, but then you got that advisor kind of on the side.
right.
They're the one that's really in their ear, but nobody knows what Gia's really up to or how she aligned herself with Mr. Hill or what her interests are there. So that'll be fun to unravel as we get further into Kill City Cup.
So basically, Mr. Kill's like Oz, and G is the lady behind the curtain pulling all the levers.
Yeah, kind of like a Wizard of Oz situation behind the curtain, pulling
Yep,
all the strings.
there
Like,
you
what
go.
is she up to? What's her benefit towards all this chaos?
There you go.
This is great. I mean, this has been it's been fun. I mean, the whole concept behind the Kill City Cup, you know, I didn't know what to expect when I watched it, but I enjoyed it, and that's the important thing.
Hmm.
that's exactly like wrestling now and TV now. Like I like Breaking Bad, but like I was 3 or 4 seasons in, and it's like, man, if I missed a piece, just a piece, or Game of Thrones, if I miss a piece of those shows, I'm done. I can't. I've missed the whole story. And I miss like in the 80s, early 90s, you could just watch a sitcom, right? Like, and you could just pick it up on season 5, episode 8, and you would still get the characters. They'd be so archetypal, like so easy to like. This is my character, and I don't step out of the bounds of my character. So yeah, I don't like Glow. I thought Glow was like, man, it was silly, it was over the top. 80s wrestling, overdo it.
Hmm.
I don't know. I got some wacky ideas brewing in my head, man. We're gonna get together on something too. I think like I know you want to take Wrestle Horror to a stage. Really, is what it sounds like. A big like
Yeah.
A movement.
yeah.
Hmm.
We've actually, as far as the wrestle horror concept goes, we have actually taught a class on that in our concept, which is, you know, melding haunted attraction work with pro wrestling to make it safe, but still give you that holy shit moment. You know,
Hmm.
they
Add
beat,
more violence into it.
yeah, bringing that violence into it and being safe at the same time.
Hmm.
We did that a couple of years ago, and we still been trying to get that concept out there a little bit more. I mean, and it's a definite. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's a it's a concept that is very specific.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a unique niche.
Yes, that's it. And we're trying to get that out there because people can, you know, pro wrestlers, they know how to work it. They know how to make it look as believable as possible. And that's what we're trying to bring into the haunted attraction industry with, but also being safe.
Mhm.
Right, right. I miss that wacky, like in the 80s and 90s. Like, you guys seen NBC's Pro Wrestling's Greatest Secrets?
Right.
Mhm.
Like, that's an inspiration. Skullduggery and the snake and the patriot and like, oh, the stunt granny. That shit's right.
Mhm.
I did a stunt a year ago where I got arrested on an indie show by like, and I got hauled off in the cruiser and everything. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, now's the time for cool shit to be made. Like, to get outside of the fucking, excuse me, outside
You're
of the
fine.
four ropes and just limit it to like, well, it's a competitive match. Like, kinda, but it's it's baloney, man. It's cheese.
Mhm.
It's ham. Like, it's all this. Yeah,
It's
it could be
entertainment. Yep.
anything. Yeah, it could be anything we want, and we just decided it to be like less cool martial arts.
Mhm.
I don't mean to be rude, but like how UFC does UFC great, like WWE does WWE great.
Right.
I don't know, man. We don't want to see, and surely there's a market for good technical wrestling. I like watching grappling. Uh, but what about the entertainment part where it's like, holy shit, anything could happen tonight, anything. Like Jimmy Jacobs hanging Jay Briscoe upside down and just dripping blood on him from the rafters. Like,
Right.
that was a great, memorable scene from Ring of Honor. I don't know, just like Undertaker, man. How awesome is the Undertaker?
Right.
Kane,
Mhm.
Mankind, Boiler Room Brawls, Buried Alive matches, right? Why have we not seen a Buried Alive match in 20, 30 years?
Right.
Mhm.
And especially if you could do it cool, like a graveyard. Bray Wyatt, was it AJ Styles or Undertaker?
Mhm.
Who did that match?
It
That
was
match,
Undertaker and AJ.
dude,
Yep.
that match was awesome. But like, people poo pooed on it because like that.
It was
It's
cinematic
phony.
wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
I
cinematic.
love that.
King in the Ring.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's all just Three Stooges in the end.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
But what the concept you've got, Luke, I got to say, I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to more of it because you're looking at that, mixing everything up. It's not just technical. We don't want technical. We want something. People want. People have bloodlust. Let's face facts. Bloodlust. They want to see that blood in a match. WWE doesn't do it that much. AEW does it more, but people want to see that. That's their driving force right now. They want to see that blood.
And imagine like it's not very kid friendly, but like, imagine you take WWE and instead of like, okay, the dude's bleeding, he's bleeding, he's bleeding. What if we slit his throat?
Right.
Holy, oh, this is wild. And we all know it's phony. We all know it's make believe. We're playing along with the show.
Right.
Mhm.
And then a zombie.
Yeah. There you
Then he
go.
comes from the dead. He's a zombie. Yeah, dude. Holy shit. I love it. I love it.
These concepts are great. I mean, it's great, not cinematic, but it's great wrestling.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know, I mean, bringing those types of aspects to it. It's not, it's not the wrestling where it's the good guy, bad guy, so per se, but you're bringing that extra element in of fear, which just really flows into the WrestleHorror thing, and bringing more people into that concept of more than just pain. You want blood.
Mhm.
And then on top of blood, like again, that like, and I don't understand writing movies or haunted attraction. I don't understand much. I know what it gets me excited. That's what I want to do. So like, uh, jump scares or like, when the music comes in and it's playing, like, wouldn't it be awesome if Kill City was a live event or WrestleHorror? Really, I think you guys are ahead of me on this. Uh, a live event, I can't figure out the details, but like, if the music's going with the match, and then like, okay, we know we're going to the crescendo or the big thing, and we know there's gonna be a slasher or just thinking like the movie scenes you love, right? Like Psycho, And that's the other thing I don't like. I mean, I don't want this to be me pooping on indie wrestling, but everyone comes out to like generic songs we forget about. Like, can we come out to something that's memorable that we're humming in on our way home, or like, I don't know. I love wrestling when it's done right, or just when I think it's done right, when it's done different.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
it just
I got to tell you, Luke, I know a band that does Halloween and haunted attraction music, and that's what they do.
what's the name of the band?
The band is called Midnight Syndicate.
Okay, I don't think I've heard rock
Mhm.
music. I imagine it's like, you guys ever heard of Dead Man's Bones? Ryan Gosling's band?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a wacky little band too. Like, yeah, they do is yeah, this it's strange that that's like a subgenre, right? Like, I wish it was more mainstream, this type of stuff. Like the Misfits have a cool thing. Um, yeah, dude. Oh, you guys got me excited to do like like I'll come referee, I'll come set the ring up. Like, I'm not being funny, dude. Like,
Oh yeah.
my girlfriend made most of the stuff, except for that skeleton.
Right.
And then I'll show you inside my shed at some point. But yeah, like I just want to be a part of people doing cool shit. That's how this happened. Like, I set a date for Kill City. I said we're gonna film it on this day, and whoever shows up, it shows up. And people got COVID, or a couple guys got booked in Mexico that day for AAA. Mojo got booked in AAA. That's why he wasn't in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Mojo McQueen. But yeah, dude, I just want to be around people doing cool stuff. That's all. That's all.
No, that's what it's about. It's doing
Yeah.
what you enjoy.
I
That's
can
I see you're pumped about it. You know, say the way you're pacing around and you can see your wheels turning constantly. I'm like, yeah, he's into it.
I love this wacky ideas. Like, man, yeah. I don't know. Like, people ask me, and I don't want to shit on anybody on the indies, but like, people in they got 1 million subscribers on YouTube for their indie wrestling show, and they're like, "What can I do different?" And I give them ideas, because I don't just watch wrestling. I watch movies. I watch NASCAR, sports, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
whatever I watch, documentaries. And it's like, how do we incorporate this into making what I love, wrestling, bigger? Like, how many years did you hear, oh, you're a wrestler? That shit is fake. That shit sucks. Forgive my language. uh we should talk to Gia, though. She's the star of the show. Uh, yeah, I don't know. She is a star. Like, I didn't know I was into this stuff, really. Like, what we meet in 2017, Gia?
Yeah, 2017, like earlier, because it was Gasparilla, so it had to be like February or March, because I was dressed up as a pirate.
Oh no. Yeah, you were. Yeah.
I'm familiar with Gasparilla. I used to live in Florida.
Ah, yes. If you are anywhere in the Tampa Bay area, the months of, I think it's January, February, maybe some of March, it's just Tampa's all pirates. So, of course, I've got several pirate outfits among all the other outfits I have, the cosplay, the costumes, and all that. So it was a Gasparilla night, and I was dressed up as a pirate, and then I had a Captain America backpack. And I met Luke at Coyote Ugly at the bar. It was his friend Kevin that was like, "Look, that's a really cool Captain America backpack." And we started talking about wrestling. He's like, "Oh, you got to meet my buddy Luke." And we started talking about wrestling, and now we're friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. That's how it works. Networking.
I lived
You
in,
let people know what you're trying to do, and then, like he was saying earlier, just like getting together with more creative people and seeing what you can create together.
Mm-hmm.
I
Absolutely.
I love the idea that you guys are doing with the haunted houses. I had told him before too that I love the idea of, I've been a scare actor, and I the idea of putting together my own haunted house, like even at my place or something for Halloween, has always excited me. Or
Mm-hmm.
putting together some sets, just creating in general, doing something fun, especially with group of people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've got to say, Gia, that I lived in Bradenton at the time, which isn't far from Tampa. And I do pirate cosplay as well. I've got a cutlass and all the good stuff, the billowy shirt, and I've got my tri-corner hat and everything.
Doubles for the Renaissance festivals.
Yep. And what you were mentioning just made me think about, times I've been to Gasparilla many times, and I've really enjoyed it. I love dressing up like a pirate. When I went to high school, my mascot was a pirate. So
Just makes sense.
it does. It does. So that's awesome. So I'm excited about that. And the crickets start.
Yeah. So, do you think it's about time?
What, the question?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Both are in trouble now.
All
I
right.
love when it gets awkward. That's like the fun.
Put it
like,
on the spot.
Donnie's going to put you on the spot here.
Oh,
All right.
Just to preface it, this is something we do on every show.
oh, now it's no fun.
And we'll let Donnie take it from here.
Yep. Yeah. Like he said, it's a question we do on every episode, and it's just fun. There's no right or wrong answer. We just like to get inside the minds of our guests and see if they're as twisted as we are.
oh,
So yep. So the question is, we'll start with ladies first. So we'll start with Gia. There you are, the main serial, and this kind of fits into what you guys are doing anyway, so it shouldn't be too hard for you to come up with something creative. So you guys are the main serial killer in your own horror film. What is your go-to kill? So what would be your main finisher?
oh. Well, I have a lot of machetes close by, so I guess that would be my easy grab. Grab, hack and slash.
Grab back and
Machete. Like, I got one by the doorway, I got another one in the big shed in the backyard. So
Nice.
that'll probably be my go-to.
There you go.
You're enduring yourself to Donnie
Oh yeah.
of Jason. I mean, you're enduring
Yeah,
yourself.
for me, it's because I'm Cuban, and I don't know why it's a thing of our culture, and there's machetes are a thing.
Yep.
Jesus.
All right. What you got, Luke?
Again, I'm not very creative, so it'd probably be more of like is Ted Bundy the one that pretended he had a fake arm and injury? Like my arm's broken, could you help me? And then I'd get you from behind,
Okay.
It probably says a lot about me. Yeah.
We've heard a lot of wild answers, so you're not any different than the rest of them.
Yeah.
I will
Get you to fall in love, and then bam, I got you.
Long game.
I will say though, and the record is still standing. Neither one of you has duplicated an answer that we've started since episode 50.
What's the best answer you've had, or the craziest answer? Craziest, I think, is the one I'm looking for.
Oh my gosh, Donnie, what was the craziest answer we had?
We've had a lot of craziest. My favorite one, like I said, we've had Mojo on the show, and I was trying to think of what his answer was, but I can't remember. This might actually even be Mojo's answer.
I love Mojo. Like as a person, I put him up with like Natalia, like overly kind, polite. Like he's helped Kill City so much, dude. For like I didn't. Why is that guy not signed anywhere either? Like I've tried to get him booked places, and there's like, oh, what can you do? Like, man, this guy stands out. Put him on the poster. He's already a star.
Right. Yeah, like I said, and I can't remember if this was his answer or not. I don't know if it was, but it was the one that made me laugh and most creative in my eyes. But somebody said that they would take the person and throw them off of a building, and then they would run down the stairs and get in a van. And right before they hit the ground, they would hit them with the van or the bus. And I was just like, man, you would have to be super fast.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, for some reason that just cracked me up. I was like, so you throw them off the building, run down the stairs, get in a bus, and then hit them before they hit the ground. And they're like, yep.
The
like,
Looney Tunes style kill.
I was just like, all right, like it's definitely creative.
Gotta give them those points at least.
But this has been a great conversation, and I'm hoping to have more conversations with you guys with new projects, because the Kill City Cup, for those of you that are watching or listening, watch this film. It's on YouTube. Kill City Cup. Watch it. You will enjoy it. If you're a wrestling fan, if you're a horror fan, watch this show because I enjoyed it. Donnie enjoyed it. You guys did a great job. And Queen Gia, you're hot. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, thank you.
Donnie?
Oh yeah, like I said, if I don't have much more to say. Like I said, it was a great film. You know, like I said, it was an hour long, so it's a quick watch, a good watch, and it gives just exactly what it says. You know, it's all over the top, wrestling, horror, comedy, you know, seriousness. It just has it all mixed in there. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It's got a little bit for everybody, so I
Yep.
believe anyone and everybody can find something to enjoy in it. So
For
check
sure.
out Kill City Cup.
So as we close out, let's Luke, why don't you let all the listeners and viewers know how they can find out more about Kill City Cup, all your social media and all that fun stuff.
I think all this social media is on either killcitycup.com or youtube.com at Kill City Cup, Instagram and Twitter at Kill City Cup, and Facebook. We got a little secret community that we have building. If you type in Kill City Cup indie film, INDIE. But yeah, just killcitycup.com should get you everywhere you got to be.
Okay. And Queen Gia, you know, you've got some other projects too. How can people find out more about you?
Geolove.com. I'm excited to do more with Kill City Cup. So I'll be advertising a lot of that. I'll be doing more promos with it, putting things out as we shoot more stuff. So yeah, like he said before, killcitycup.com would have everything to do with Kill City Cup.
Awesome. And you know what? You know, after this conversation, and I'm going to speak for both myself and Donnie, and I'm hoping I'm not overstepping my bounds because technically Donnie's the boss.
Well, knock yourself out.
We would love to work with you guys in the future.
I would love that. I'm all about the haunts and have wanted to pick the brains for people that would make their own scare events.
Oh,
Since that's something I'm definitely interested in. I've
Yep,
been
for
on the
sure.
side of the scare actor, but not so much on the side of like the haunt creator.
okay. I'm an open book. I've been doing this. I've been doing haunted houses for over 20 years. I've got 10 plus characters in my portfolio, including one. Have you guys ever seen Repo, the Genetic Opera?
I know of it, and I saw
No, I
the
have
newer
not.
one.
I play Repo.
Repo the Genetic. Say it again. I'm gonna do a quick Google.
Repo, the Genetic Opera. I've got a
Opera. There it is.
copy made for me.
Oh, you there?
I play the
Yep.
Repo Man. I cosplay the Repo Man in this movie. Yeah, we got you, Luke.
All right, yeah. This, technology's wonky.
Yeah. It is. But
That's
yeah,
wild.
we definitely would love to work with you guys in the future. I mean, with WrestleHorror and Kill City, I mean, there's a synergy there.
It really is.
So, you know, we're open to collaborating in anything. You just reach out, you know, and we'll do what we can to help you guys out.
Yep, for
Sounds
sure.
awesome.
So with that being said, I am Meat Hook Jim, aka my normal name is Jim Millspaw. But before we go, I have to say, Donnie, what'd you think of this show?
Oh, I thought it was great. Yeah, a lot of interesting facts and a very interesting film, a unique concept, and everybody needs to go see it.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Everyone does need to go see it. It's only an hour. That's like your average Netflix episode.
Right?
Just go on to YouTube. It's free. It's easy. You can watch it right now on your phone.
Yep.
Absolutely. Watch it. Or me and Donnie are gonna come hunting you down.
Yeah, and we don't know what kind of powers Queen Gia has, so don't test her.
That's right. I'd be
Yes.
afraid of Queen Gia than me and Donnie. So
Right.
for Donnie and our guests, Luke, and Queen Gia, thank you for joining the Wrestle Horror Podcast in this episode, and we will catch you very, very soon.
Thank you so much, Jim and Donnie.
Yep. See
Thank
you
you,
guys.
guys.